Did you ever find yourself watching the movie Bubble Boy and think to yourself, self, there ain't nearly enough ghosts and scares in this movie? Yeah, me either. Someone did. Tonight, on 31 Days of Horror, we watched the movie Eli on Netflix. So I went in, I was looking for a ghost story. And there are tons of ghost stories out there. Most of them, for whatever reason, have followed the paranormal activity route. Which, alright, it made some money, cool, whatever. I wanted just a good ghost story. And I stumbled on Eli. And it looked interesting. So it's Bubble Boy, but with ghosts. It's how it presents itself. So the movie opens with the kid. He's outside, he's smiling, he's running through a field, and he's having a great time. And then he falls over into the grass and starts dying. Like his skin gets all red, he starts coughing and he can't breathe. Then he wakes up. Bam. We get introduced to the mom and the dad. They are on their way to a specialist. Okay. The family seems normal enough outside of the stresses that the kid's condition has, brought upon them. So they drive to a specialized hospital in the apparent middle of nowhere. Like the entire mansion, they've taken the mansion and turned it into a clean room, so none of the germs can get in, and the kid can take off his Bubble Boy costume. I say Bubble Boy costume. He's just in like one of those hazmat-esque suits. It's blue. And as soon as they get there, Eli starts seeing shit. Like, minute one, he walks up to this glass plating, and he's like, "What's over there?" And the doctor explains, not the entire house is safe roomed out. And he sees, and you, the viewer, see a ghost off in the distance. Just kind of standing there, and then backs into the shadows. Creepy. He asks, "Is there anybody else here?" And the doctor explains, of course, all of his concerns away. So they begin the procedures. And as he starts the procedures, he starts seeing more and more ghosts. And the doctor's like, "Well, you might see things because of the medication and because of the procedure that we're doing on you. You might hallucinate, stuff like that." So doctor explains it away. And as he goes through the procedure, the visions get worse and worse. At one point, the ghosts drag him, like pull him down and drag him to the front door into the safe room, and like they're pushing him out without the hazmat suit. It's pretty creepy. Pretty creepy. The nurses and doctor give off just creepy vibes immediately. Maybe it's just my personal view of healthcare workers. Not very trustworthy in my eyes. Although I know some amazing nurses out there. Y'all are heroes. They have like zero bedside manner. They're very clinical, very, all right, take his shirt off, put this gown on. And they strap him into this table and start the procedures. And you start seeing more and more ghosts. A lot of ghost movies today are jump scare movies. Nothing, loud noise, scare, ah! I hate that. Ghost movies shouldn't be jump scare movies. Ghost movies should be kind of like this one. It's a loud movie, it's got a lot of intense sound, but it's not jump scare. You see the ghost, and then he sees the ghost, and then it lingers and builds, and then bam, the ghost is, more prominent. So it's not just nothing, turn the mirror, ghost, fucking loud noise. Fuck that. Jump scare movies suck. They linger on the creepy things. They allow them to breathe, and which makes it way more scary because you're like, wait, what is that? Eli, of course, as he's going through the procedures and he's seeing these things, and he's having, these ghosts are attacking him. He tells his parents, he tells the doctor, and of course they don't believe him. They're just like, it's the medication. I believe that you're seeing it, but what you're seeing isn't real. Ghosts are decent. They're kids, and they're your typical ghosts. There's nothing real special about how they did the ghosts in this movie, but they linger on them, and you see them. Like when they drag him into the front hall there, and they're about to open the door, instead of seeing the ghost dragging him, you see them in the reflection of the floor. I thought that was kind of cool, He's in there, and he's going through these procedures, which are essentially, it seems like the procedures are killing him. And so he's having these bad procedures, he's feeling worse and worse, and he's seeing these ghosts, and these ghosts are attacking him. And so he's not having a very good time. Well, his one positive experience is at night, he'll go to this little room that looks out like over a garden or something. And the neighbor girl comes over and chit-chats with him, talks with him. And she's played by everyone's favorite Stranger Things resident, Zoomer. She does a really good job, too. Actually, all of the actors in this are pretty good. The doctor is played by Lily Taylor of The Conjuring and The Nun fame, which probably explains a lot of why she gives me the creep vibe. Haven't really liked her since I saw her in High Fidelity, and she was like the clingy chick. But she's a good actress, so she pulls off questionable and evil pretty good. The other two nurses are very off-putting, very direct, very clinical. His parents are played by decent actors too. The mom is absolutely concerned for the kid. Like, we have to get him fixed. And they brought him to this doctor because he refers to her as a miracle worker. All of the patients she has seen have gotten past their bubble boyness. The dad is, I like how they didn't just go with, he's an asshole. Like, at the beginning of the movie, like the car starts messing up or something, and he goes, piece of shit. And Eli, the kid, says something like, it has been acting up. And the dad angrily goes, I was talking about you. And the mom, like, huh? And Eli, starts laughing or something. He's like, he knows I'm joking. And so the dad isn't isn't portrayed as just this horrible person, you know, which is kind of a relief because normally one of the parents is always a bad guy, you know. So all the actors were pretty good. I can't ruin this movie for you because it's pretty good. Like I was expecting something like The Boy, where it's just some dude in the walls that's the ghost, and it just ruins the entire ghost story. Basically, as the movie goes on, the question is posed: is the kid actually seeing ghosts? Is the stuff actually happening to the kid, or is the treatment and the medication that he's on doing this to him? You know, that's the question that the movie presents in a pretty interesting way. You know, we see all of the ghost stuff. None of the adults see any of the ghost stuff. So it's it's pretty good. I enjoyed how they did it. Then in the third act, they take a big ball of shit and they throw it up, and that fan that it hits is fucking going. The movie takes horribly, and completely unexpected turn left in Albuquerque. Again, I'm not going to spoil it. It's definitely worth checking out. You get an hour of decent ghost story. Interesting. The characters are pretty decently developed, and then it just hooks that fucking left, and you get the rest of the movie, which I wasn't expecting and could have ruined it, but I don't think it did because the ending is pretty impressive. What they end up doing with it. I'm gonna throw out 4 out of 5 burritos because it was well written, decently acted, and unexpected. Which it's not easy to unexpect me. I can normally see where a movie's going. Toot my own whistle there a little bit, but typically halfway through the movie, all right, I know how this is gonna end. And this one actually surprised me. So the movie is Eli. You can see it on Netflix. Going with 4 out of 5 burritos for the writing, characters, or the story, the characters, and the unexpectedness. It's not really a twist. I mean, it's a twist, but it's not like a Shyamalan twist. It's pretty good. I was not expecting it to go the way it did. So decent. I believe it's relatively new on Netflix. So yeah, night 6 of 31 Days of Horror. Eli. Yeah. Come back tomorrow. See what we watch. Later.